It's been, what, like, a while? Like, at least since August, since I've done one of these. Maybe even July. Uh, things have been pretty freaking crazy. Like, oh my goodness. Um, got married, went to Universal, did all kinds of stuff, which, once I get the pictures and everything sorted out, um, will probably be put into like a montage kind of thing that I did for the Comic Con I went to. So there's that, and I was going to talk about work, but I got fired today, so I took my job at Subway back. When we got back from Universal, we had spent too much of our own money, which we were told not to do. Not pointing fingers, but and our savings dwindled from about $1,000 down to $200. How the hell did that happen? I don't even want to know. Anyway, and so I asked Shane, and I'm like, babe, do you want me to work since things are so tough? Like, things were bad. Like, so we moved apartments. That we're in a new place now. It doesn't stink, thank God, which I think I may have already said before. Um, sorry, I've got paint on my arm and it itches. Uh, so once we moved apartments, we were broke, and I don't mean like, oh, I can't do something extra that I wanted to do. No, we were broke, like couldn't afford groceries. Broke. Like if I wanted to go and get a pack of Skittles from Walmart, I had to search the couch for loose change. Kind of broke. So for about a month, my mother-in-law was buying our groceries for us, and things were pretty bad. Between new bills and rent's higher now that we're on the first floor and have have two cats. Um, it's just crazy. I keep looking over at her. She's cleaning her feet. Uh, it's just things were nuts. And so I asked him, I'm like, babe, do you want me to work? And he goes, I know you don't want to, and I don't want to ask you to. And then, he didn't even really get a sentence out, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And I didn't really feel like trying to get back in, or trying to get a new job with a new place, because it just wouldn't happen. I know me, and it wouldn't happen. And so, out of curiosity, I called up the Subway I used to work at, just up the road, actually, in the Walmart over there, that I used to work at. And I asked them, I'm like, would you guys happen to be looking for people? And a friend of mine, she doesn't work there anymore, she quit. And she had a damn good reason to, which I'll expand upon in a minute. And so a friend of mine answers back, and she's like, oh my god, we were just talking about what we're going to do without someone to hire. So, by a twist of fate, I wound up at my old job again. I was supposed to start on the 1st of October, but actually went in on like the 7th or 8th. I had wound up with a severe kidney infection. Not bad enough to put me in the hospital, but enough to keep me in bed pretty much for a week. So, that was so much fun. Ew. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. That shit hurt. They put me on hydrocodone for the pain, so that should say something. Come on, don't eat paint! This cat. I was stupid and left paint out on the table and she was trying to eat it. Do that. That shit's toxic. Anyway, you've met Malone. So, after the infection passed, I'm going to have to do a lot of editing on this because I am so distracted, it's not even funny. After the infection passed, I started up at work and found out that the friend of mine I was most looking forward to working with there was quitting. My first day was her last day, which sucked because that's really the only reason I wanted to go back there. I'm like, you know what? She's good people. It's a decent job. I mean, actually, no, working food in any circumstance is a crap job. However, it was one that I knew how to do and apparently could do well. Just putting the stuff away so she doesn't get into it. And, so I figured, why not? And, so I asked her, I'm like, hey, what's up? Why are you leaving? And our manager, Lorianne, I guess I shouldn't use names, she, was having a baby. And she was, like, pregnant fit to burst. Like, oh my goodness, let's see, she came to my wedding, and I think at that point she was 5 or 6 months pregnant. And stop it, you little shit. And she already looked like she was due tomorrow at that point. So she was going to be out on maternity leave, and she had trained this friend of mine to basically be manager in everything but title. She would take care of scheduling, orders, truck deliveries, all that. So yeah, she would basically be the manager but not have the title. And so they were trying to work on getting her a raise to go with that. And, hold on. And they told her that she would get 50 cents, when in reality they only gave her 25. And she was just like, you know what? Forget this. I'm done. And she left. And she'd been having issues with the owners for quite some time. She'd been working there for nearly a year and a half. Finally had enough. But anyway. And so I called in yesterday. Yeah. I first started feeling sick on Saturday. And it didn't pass up by yesterday morning. So I called in yesterday saying I wouldn't be able to come in today. Then today we got paid. Paychecks came in. So I took like 2 seconds and ran to the store, stuck my head in the back and picked up my check. Unbeknownst to me, one of the owners was there. I'm trying really hard not to look at my chin. One of the owners was there, and he was not too happy to see me, which is understandable, but dude. It's funny, too, because normally, I think it might have been Phil that was there, Philip. Normally he's like the more kind of easygoing guy that everyone gets along with. No. It's funny. Excuse me. I seem to get along better with the guy that nearly everyone else considers to be kind of a hard ass. So, I don't know. But anyway, I just popped in the back to grab my check, and he sticks his head back there. He's like, were you supposed to come in today? I said, yes, but I called in. I was sick. Kind of hamming it up just a little bit. He was okay. And so I've got like this mobile deposit thing on my phone. So I was like doing the thing with the check and scanning it in. And he sticks his head back there again and he goes, do you have a doctor's note? I was like, no sir, not yet. And he goes, well, you need to get one. That's really important. He told me twice. So, yes sir. And then I did my thing and I left. And I don't know if I just completely forgot to go see a doctor or just didn't feel like it or what. I didn't bother going to get a note because I don't have a doctor right now. I have insurance. I'm on Shane's insurance. But our insurance company is actually going to change. So I'm debating whether or not it's even worth it to go and see a doctor right now. Or should I just wait until the new year when it rolls over? I don't know. Anyway, I just didn't bother getting a note. And my manager, Lorianne, she texted me earlier. She's like, hey, I'm trying to make up the schedule. Do you have a note? And I told her, I'm like, no, I completely forgot. Which I guess is true. She goes, okay, well, can you get one? And by the time she sent me that, it was already like 6:30. And so all the offices around here were closed. And I told her, I'm like, probably not. And so I sent her that and I said, I guess I'm done then. And she goes, yeah, unfortunately. I'm like, okay. So do you want me to finish up my scheduled work tomorrow, the one day I have left? And she said that the owner basically said, if I don't have a note, I'm not coming back at all. So, I mean, I at least offered to be like, okay, it's like, okay, I know I screwed up. My bad. let me at least, finish the work that I told you guys I would do. Not having that, apparently. Excuse me. I don't know what the issue is over there. I'm honestly amazed that store's still open. These things are insane. And so she and I kind of talked back and forth for a minute. She goes, yeah, well, she didn't really say it, but it was kind of, I could read it in her tone that she didn't really want to fire me, but she kind of had to. Which, I will admit, did piss me off, because no one likes to get fired. However, two things. I was supposed to have a note, and I didn't, so that's completely on me. Do I think it's fair to completely fire me for one infraction like that? No, I don't. However, I do realize that that is a rule, and I broke it. However, it shouldn't bother me as much as it does, because I was going to quit by the 10th anyway. You gonna kill the cat? I was going to quit by the 10th anyway, and so, let's see. I would have had, including the 3 days I asked off, I would have had, 8 days left? Because it's the 2nd. And, so, it shouldn't bother me as much as it does, because like I just said, I was going to quit in about a week anyway. But thing is that I have worked days where I have requested days off. I have worked shifts. I've switched shifts with other people to, give them the hours they need. And the main thing that bothers me is this. It's that, okay, I think it's the fact that one infraction, while I guess it's kind of a serious issue not having a doctor's note, because I don't know if I'm skipping out or not, but it just seems ridiculous to me to let someone go for one infraction when everything else that they've done, as far as I'm aware, of course, has been okay, has been done right. I mean, while Lorianne was on maternity leave, I was basically, she put a lot of trust in me. I was able to, she gave me the save code, which I should probably get rid of. She gave me the save code so I can get the paychecks in and do deposits and whatever. And now the cat's trying to play in a cereal box. And, and not even a week ago, she asked me to go and make a deposit at the bank, which is kind of a big deal, considering I'm just kind of like an underling, really not really supposed to be even doing that kind of thing. But, I'm just happy she trusted me to do it, and I did it. Excuse me. And, it's just like, during the day, when I worked there the first time, I will admit I was lazy as frick. Lazy as fuck. And so, I would get everything done, but I would take my time doing it, and it wouldn't be done properly. This time around, however, if something wasn't finished, I wouldn't leave until it was done. And I made sure that everything that needed to be done was done before I decided to sit or eat or even just look at my phone. Which is a big step for me. I mean, come on. The owners were also having a fit about the place not being clean enough, so they made up a worksheet of detail cleaning that needed to be done. I put my initials next to everything I had done, and later they came back and highlighted the things that needed to be redone. And again, as far as I'm aware, none of the stuff that had my name next to it needed to be redone. So, hey, does that not count for anything? As far as I know, I haven't gotten any complaints from customers. I haven't, screwed up too badly as far as, I don't know, taking things home that I shouldn't have. I will admit I forgot to credit out one cookie that broke once, but, it bugs me, I guess. And it's a shame. It really is. I think they've lost a good worker, and I don't like to, talk myself up. I mean, if you know me at all, you know that I don't do that at all. But, just going from what other people have told me, oh, you're the only person here who ever actually cleans things, or, you're always so quick to come out here, or, you're always so nice. Stuff like that. It's just this is going to be a long video. I'll try to cut it down as much as I can. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, what can you do? I admit, I broke a rule, So I'm not pissed off that I'm fired, but it does bother me. I think it's not exactly fair, but it's justifiable, if that makes sense. And just the thing that keeps sticking in my mind, that sticks out to me, is how I'm not going to say I was the only one there doing a good job, but I was definitely one of, well, Lorian was out, one of the two, maybe three, that were actually, like, working and not off fucking around asking for 2 weeks off at the same time with the same person. Granted, the two were sisters, but what the hell? No. That's like, on Thanksgiving, I'd ask for Thanksgiving Day off just to see if I could get it, really. And, I got it. But then I saw the schedule, made up for the day, and they decided to open the store at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Which, the only reason we were open is because we are in a Walmart. If we were a standalone store, we would have been closed the entire day. No one would have had to come in. And so, I got the day off, which was fine. But then I saw the schedule, and they were going to make this one guy, Justin, work there from opening at 4 o'clock till closing at 10:30. Which, that's maybe what, 7 or 8 hours alone by yourself in a busy store with no breaks. That's crazy. And I will admit he's done it before with minimal complaint, but it's still not fair. And on top of that, I'm not going to get too much into details for his privacy, but there is a family member of his that is very ill. Like, terminally so, I guess I should say. And he just got really pissed off. He's like, I'm tired of being the guy that always has to work holidays, can never see his family. And he was ranting, and I told him, I'm like, dude. At first I was like, okay, yeah, that sucks. But then I got home and I thought about it, and that's not fair at all. And so what I decided to do was I got his number off the wall on where we work, and I sent him a text. I'm like, dude, I'll work tomorrow. My family isn't going anywhere. I don't have nearly the amount of stressors that you do. I'll take over the shift. The only thing I would need you to do is come in around 9:30 and do everything you need to do to close. Because I can open, I can do midday. I cannot close. As far as like counting and putting in computer numbers and all that, I can't do that. But for like cleaning, putting things away, I could definitely do that. And he sent me a note back, and he's like, or he texted me back, he says, oh my god, thank you so much, blah blah. You don't need to be there the whole day though, I'll be back by 6, just so I can eat and relax a little bit. And everyone that I tell that to is just so surprised. And I actually made one of my in-laws cry by telling her about that. She was so proud of me. Yeah. And so it's just like, I don't know if the owners either didn't know or don't care, but the fact that I did that and then they just kind of boot me out over something that, in my opinion, is something stupid, just really, really bothers me. It really does. So anyway, that was the work thing. And wedding and honeymoon I'll get to in another video. What else has been going on? Been working, getting my savings back up. I'm going to try to go to school in January. There's a tech school here that's got a cosmetology diploma that I would like to try for. Now, admittedly, it's not my first choice of job. My first choice, of course, would be to be an artist. I really can't talk, I'm sorry. To be an artist, have a little gallery or a shop downtown, but that's not gonna happen. As much as I would like it to, that's not gonna happen. So, I've been kind of struggling going back and forth. It's like, oh, I'll go to art school, whatever, yeah, Shane makes enough, we don't need to worry about me. And, going back and forth between that and I should be a nurse. My mom's a nurse, half my family's a nurse. I'm good at it. I know a decent amount about medical stuff, and I don't even know what I'm doing over here. And then I decided, no, that's not it either. And I just really couldn't decide. And so I talked to my mom about it, and it was actually her idea that I look into cosmetology. Because I kind of mentioned it to her in passing, of course, like, hey, I've thought about doing this too. And she goes, I think you should do it. And I'm like, what? Why? Ugly face. Uh, like, why would you say that? And she goes, just, it's something that's creative. It's something that you can continue to learn while you work. And, I can't hold still. And, I'm always fucking with my hair anyway. Color and cuts and dyes and whatever, and I dye my mom's hair, like, at least whenever I'm around, at least once or twice every couple months. So I may as well get paid for it. I think I'd be good at it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I have recently, as in, let's see, Saturday before last, and this Friday night, I have had, like, complete and total just breakdowns about my appearance, how I look, how much I weigh. And I know people always tell me, oh, you look fine. I don't. You people haven't seen me naked. You don't see what I see when I look in the mirror. And so, after a lot of tears and shouting and frustration, I've decided that I'm going to attempt, being the key word here, to lose, let's see, last I checked I was 180, but I could be up to 185 by now. Thinnest I've ever been where it was under my control was 118. I would like to at least get back to 125. So, let's see. 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. I would have to lose at least 20, not 20, at least 75 pounds, which is a lot. A lot. I mean, my mom's lost a good amount of weight before, but she's only gone from, I think, 210 to 170, which is no small task, mind. But that's only 40 pounds. I'm trying to almost double that. And it's gonna be hard. And it's so frustrating because, everywhere we go, by we, from here out, I mean women. Because I'm not trying to turn this into a feminist issue, but it is. Everywhere we go, we are told, you should look like this. You should look like that. Your worth depends on this and that. And then, other places, like Tumblr, the internet, whatever, even our own family members, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, you look fine the way you are. Yes, it does. And I have actually read up on this. And there is actually, I don't know if it's like a subconscious thing, but there is weight discrimination out there. Not making it out like, oh, being fat's just as bad as far as discrimination goes as being a person of color, because that's not true. But the bias is out there. I mean, it is incredibly frustrating and confusing to hear from two opposite sides messages that clash. One, of course, being that you're fine, you should love yourself the way you are, and the other being that self-improvement is a good thing. So it's just like, well, they don't mesh. I mean, it's like, it doesn't work. I think my breaking point was, I might make this two parts. I think I'm going to make this two parts. My breaking point was Saturday before last. We were going, me and my husband now, real husband, see? Me and Shane were going to go to Miyabi. It's a hibachi place, where they cook it in front of you. I love those places. We were going to go to one and see Thor after that. And none of my clothes fit. Which normally wouldn't bother me too much, except that the things that did fit weren't clean, and I'm not going to wear dirty clothes out. Ew. And so, I'm trying on different things, like, okay, this looked okay last time I wore it. No. I mean, I'd done everything I could. I put on a bra that fit, I put on waist cinchers, shapewear, corsets, that kind of thing. Nothing looked right. Nothing. Nothing at all. And I actually broke down. Like, I had a complete fit about it, which, again, if you know me, is a rare thing for me to have a complete shit fit over something ridiculous like that. And I admit it is a stupid thing to flip out about, but it's just aggravating when, you know, you want to look nice and the only things you have that fit are basically, cotton sacks. And it's just, it's frustrating. It really is. None of my jackets fit. My arms are too big. My shoulders have gotten too big. It's not my waist. For the most part, my waist hasn't changed that much, although there is a decent amount of blob around it. It's just, it's almost demoralizing to put something on, and you're excited. You're like, oh, I haven't worn this in so long. Let me see if it still looks as good. And then you look at yourself and you're like, what the fuck? So, just it's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible. So I decided to, like I said, try to lose about 80 pounds. I don't know if I can. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if I can lose that much, but I'm be damned if I don't try at this point. Because I'm fed up. I'm tired of waking up every day, looking at myself and going, that's disgusting. I mean, I'm sick of it. None of my clothes fit. I'm always self-conscious, even in the summer. Here in the summer, it got to be almost 102 degrees. I was still wearing an oversized sweatshirt because I was so disgusted by my own fucking stomach sticking out. I was sweating, I was dying, and I'm still wearing this damn thing. I'm fed up. I'm done with it. I'm tired of not feeling good enough. And I know that my worth does not depend on a number on a scale. I'm not saying it does, but it still weighs pretty heavily on you. You know? Pardon the expression. Just, it's such a distraction. Even right now, all I can do is look at this. And my fat cheeks. Bleh. Right now, I'm at the heaviest I've ever been in my life. Like, yeah. I never thought I would get to this point. I don't know if it's been with the new combination of medications I'm on. That just occurred to me. That could be part of it. So that's my goal for the new year. And I know everyone's New Year's goal is to go to the gym, get healthy, do this, but I mean it this time. Like, in fact, I may even start early. Now that I'm not working and I'm not going to school, there is no reason. Damn it! Another cat hair in my mouth. There is no reason for me to not walk the 30 yards over to where the gym is in our complex and make use of it. There are no excuses anymore. I'm not too busy. I have the means to do it. I just think that I lack motivation or maybe willpower. I guess those are the same things. But yeah, it's like I want to do this. The only thing that really concerns me is uh, food. I fucking love food. Oh my god. Like, yeah. And I can see, because Shane's gonna do it too. He's promised me. And if he hasn't, then, well, he's gonna. Because I'd be damned if I'm doing this alone. I am not, and I've told him this, I am not going to sit on the couch and munch on vegetables while he's not even 2 feet away from me stuffing his face with fucking chips and salsa. That is not fair. I am not doing that. I got angry for a second. But yeah, and so he's gonna try to do it with me. Because he's not happy with where he is right now either. I think he said he's like 160, 170 something. I'd kill to be 160 again. You kidding me? I know it's different, guys and women, but yeah, it's gonna be tough between, because I'm at home all day and I'm an emotional eater. I'm a bored eater, and it's gonna be hard. Not only because of that, but because of where we're located. If I want to go and get 2 cheeseburgers and a 10-pack of chicken nuggets and 2 large fries all at once for myself, it takes me 5 minutes. Right there. I can go do it. And I've done it. And I'm not proud of it, but I've done it. In fact, right now, all I can think is, wow, I should go to Arby's and get that turkey sandwich because it's really good. I'm so hungry. This is a problem. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of different things. So, I'm gonna try to keep, maybe not a daily log, because that would get kind of, that would not be interesting to hear me bitch and moan every day, like, oh, I'm so tired, this workout sucked. So maybe once or twice a week, I'll try to discuss it here. So yeah, I keep getting distracted by the reflection of my laptop and my glasses. Yeah, that's basically what's been going on. I have a couple of things. I have a few goals for the next 12 months, I'd say. I want to lose those 80 pounds. I want to get into school and stick with it and actually get a fucking degree and not put it off like I have been for the past 2 or 3 years. Although that was mostly because I couldn't decide on anything. Still, I want to lose the weight. I want to go to school. I want to better myself. I want to make my Etsy store successful. I want to finally finish my book, even if it means starting over from scratch, which is pretty much what I've done at this point. I want to improve my art. I want to just be better in so many ways. As far as my mental health, this one keeps just going up and up and up. As far as my mental health, I'm finally, I believe, at a stable point. I haven't had a panic attack or anything in quite some time. I'm not sure if you watched the Black Friday, Thursday Walmart sale thing I put up, but under normal circumstances, for me, if I wasn't medicated, I would have had at least one huge panic attack in all of that chaos and confusion. And I will admit my breathing did get a little heavy, but that's probably just because it was really hot in there. And I didn't freak out. Like, I'm really proud of myself. I've gotten better in so many ways. And I want to continue that trend. So yeah, I mean, positive changes. Positive changes. Just, like I keep saying, I want to be better. I want to be a better artist. I want to be better looking, as stupid and shallow as that sounds. I want to be educated, I guess. I want to, just be better. And I suppose the direction this channel will take for the next, I guess, the 12 months or so is going to be my journey towards improvement. So, well, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in whatever I do next. So, bye.